Yo, what's going on, beautiful people? It is your host, Edward Emax Stacks McFarland. Thank you again for tuning in to the Respect the Game podcast. But who am I if I don't have my brothers?
Hey, man, Shine Hard is charismatic, good excellence at its finest. Let's get it, man. SoundCloud, Cash App, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. Let's go.
Yo, it's the one and only Black Beast, the host with the most that blows the most smoke. Check me out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, baby. Peace.
This is Coach Johnson. I am the husband of Jordan. I am the father of Harper and Deuce. I'm here to help you reason out your thoughts just a little bit better.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. My name is the one and only Sedacious Xavier Miles, and on behalf of me and the brothers, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in. We love you and we appreciate you. Take it away, my boy.
Under 30, 45 seconds. I don't know why I just clicked. I feel like this is the first time I ever heard you really say Sedacious Xavier Miles.
That's why I threw up the X, because you say
I don't know why it's just like ringing now. I don't know. But
my name is Sedacious Javier Miles.
Yeah, I say Javier. Also, please make sure you go follow at TMXX for all your up-to-date high school, collegiate, and pro coverage. So look, cool, dope rundown for this week. And we're going to be getting it, maybe a little sneak peek into next week as well. Shoot another 2 episodes tonight, which I'm only going to get one half of it. But nonetheless, all right, so I texted y'all over the group chat, and I was like, body language. And so am I having a conversation or whatever, and I just like noticed some things or whatever with somebody. And as men, right, as dudes, right, like, y'all give me y'all's interpretation. And obviously I had Christian in studio tonight, so I have like a demonstration partner, right? So, all right, so what's up, bro? Good to see you, dog. What type of embrace do you interpret that as, like man to man?
That's just some regular cool shit. Like y'all been knowing each other, y'all like brothers, you know what I'm saying, like close friends or something.
Darnell?
Typical black man brother handshake.
A heterosexual black man embrace.
All right, so if there was a group of guys or whatever, like in a room or whatever, why are you laughing? This dude is bugging, bro. So, all right, so group of dudes in whatever group outside, whatever, and like whatever guy is like comes in late or last or whatever, what's up, bro? All right, what's up, bro? All right, hey, man, good to see you. And then like there's like one particular guy who may be like the last of the dapping up, and he hit in with one of like, oh, it's good, man, appreciate it. How do you interpret that relationship through like a simplistic like fist bump?
Easy. He don't really fuck with bro like that, or he really doesn't know him in that fashion, right? So, I mean, we do got COVID going on, so brother probably got a lot going on, but seeing how as though he gave everybody else the good old fashioned, and he only gave bro that just let bro know like, hey, like we cordial at best. Like, I don't really know you, but I'ma just, hey, what's up?
Slight, I guess maybe respect or just acknowledge your presence at that point in time.
Yeah, it's a lower level of respect, but still respect on the threshold of I'm acknowledging that you're here.
I like that low level threshold of respect, but also too, like in some instances, like it could be like, or whatever person like hands are tied up and it's like, oh, I'm busy, or like, what's up, I'm working on folks, I see you, bro, or elbow,
is everything.
No, but if you went down the line,
right. But if there's nothing impeding like your hands, you know, your limbs, you know, and it's like,
it's not. If I know Isaac and I don't know you, Isaac go get the. What's up, bro?
Yeah, so no, I just want to make sure like my cues, my innuendos of just like nonverbal communication, like amongst men, like wasn't off or whatever. I wasn't like overthinking with like, you know, conversing.
I feel like we all hit each other with it or got hit with it at some point in our lives. So
yeah.
Whether
Yeah, I
it's
think
meeting
for me,
whether it's meeting the girlfriend's brother or uncle or some stuff like that, and
yeah,
he dapping and hugging
That's the worst
the
one.
whole family, and it's like hit you with that. What's up, young buck? Bow. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can't say low level because low is it's insulting, but I say average or mediocre. No, mediocre.
sometimes
Harsh, I say
too,
average.
sometimes too, because like us as men, sometimes we just have like that macho man, like syndrome. Like when we're like amongst like other men, it's like you don't be want to do to be thinking you just like extra friendly and all that type. So it could also just be like, "What's good, my G?" You know what I'm saying? Or a head nod, if you will. I don't, So, Bishop Sycamore. I believe they deserve the 2021 Finesse Award of the Year. Got them pulled up. And so for our listeners out there,
ESPN is just taking hits every day. I guess they go our ESPN sponsor, but god damn, their credibility, man, just get a little bit,
man. So for the listeners who are not up on Bishop Sycamore, it is an alleged high school football team based out in Ohio who recently just played IMG Academy IMG Academy, which is a top high school football program out in Florida. And Bishop Sycamore played this team on national television Sunday on ESPN. After that Friday, they had also had a football game, turned around and then played IMG Academy on a Sunday, which is, in the NFL, they only play one game a week. So they're definitely not playing games like that at the high school level. Hence, therefore, it was said on the ESPN broadcast, insert here.
Roy Johnson, the head coach for Bishop Sycamore, they're a bit of a mystery in this game.
Well, they are a bit of a mystery of what type of team we're going to see, but the one thing we know about this infant stages program is that they are trying to help more kids have an opportunity to not only play high school football at a high level, but potentially to move on, get an education, and play scholarship level football in college.
It's an online-only charter school. First, Bishop Sycamore told us they had a number of Division I prospects on their roster. To be frank, a lot of that we could not verify. And
Correct.
They did not show up in our database. They did not show up in the databases of other recruiting services. So it's okay. If that's what you're telling us, fine. That's how we take it in.
I guess to furthermore push the narrative that like this team is probably lying. First, at the main stage, it was just hysteria around like, yo, this team is lying. They got like grown-ass men playing on this team. So the team is like being portrayed as an online charter school. So there's one. Told you they played IMG on Sunday. They're alleged to be out in Ohio, be based in Ohio. However, there's no true address on them. They got a PO box that I believe is like based at like some facility on a college campus in Ohio, or a library or something crazy like that. They started a GoFundMe for $20,000 at the very beginning of August 21st, I believe. They started the GoFundMe for $20,000 and shortly ended it after only receiving $140. And so, for those who don't know, I guess about like the private school sector or whatever the case might be, or charter schools, normally when you have like a bishop, whatever like that kind of implies that like the school is a part of like some type of Catholic organization or whatever. And like there is like no history of a Bishop Sycamore nowhere in the state of Ohio for no reason at all. Right. Then you go to the website that they have up, and it's really like a plain Jane. It says nothing about school. It's all about football. And like even that's in question. It's maybe like a few posts, a few blog posts that I don't think you can find the schedule on there. I think the schedule just say football season coming soon or whatever. Can't like look up a directory, a number. And then here's the kicker. So the quarterback who started against IMG Academy, his name is Jalen Knight. On his Twitter, he is listed as a 3-star 2023 prospect. But 24/7 Sports, which is obviously like the high ranking high school football recruiting website. They got Fam listed as a unrecruited 2021 quarterback, class of 2021 quarterback from California. And also, if you go and check out his huddle tape don't even say he played for Bishop Sycamore. Black Keys. Now, here's the thing, right? So I don't know if Bishop Sycamore thought that like firing their head coach after they lost against IMG Academy would like kind of like rid away the attention and the problems that came to them. But that didn't do anything but continue to raise more flags. So this head coach, so the head coach's name is Roy Johnson, and he was a part of orchestrating this Bishop Sycamore.
And he is the finesse factor man of the year, have been running another scam entitled Christian of Faith, a charter private school that does not exist. And quite frankly,
to a federal investigation.
Yes. And quite frankly, ESPN has been in debacles and shambles ever since the Rachel Nichols situation, and they have continued to show an incompetence, even with the removing of Max Kellerman from First Take, which I am not too happy about. But I will say this Hawkins guy that has been replacing Stephen A. has been a breath of fresh air, a black man who's articulate, who doesn't yell, but still has some cultural relevance and can convey himself in a convincing fashion. He may have some surprising heat, Stephen A., some competition going forward. But, yeah, man, not ESPN's brightest last couple months, I'll tell you that. And with they bullshit list that they come out with, the NFL, ESPN, NFL Top 100, they had fucking Thomas Patrick Edward Brady at 20. 20th best player in the league. And the man just won Super Bowl MVP. I don't get it. I really don't.
It's no defense for ESPN. I know people would think like with ESPN, like they do the high school games, like they should like bet everything, but they kind of like, I guess, like get, I don't want to say recommended, but the people who handle like those national high school games, I guess, and present it to ESPN, like, yo, these are matchups y'all should broadcast. It's called Paragon. So I guess it's like some like middleman that helps ESPN orchestrate those games, but it's still ESPN's fault. You know, I'm just saying, just giving a chain of command for how it could have came about that like Bishop Sycamore not only finessed ESPN, but they also finessed Paragon.
He's being investigated by the FBI, and you let him on. Great.
Yeah, man. But if you don't know about Bishop Sycamore and Coach Roy Johnson, now you know. I truly hope. Yo, Fam was like recruiting players, telling them, "Hey, we're gonna get you national exposure. You're gonna be on Netflix, and like your ass gonna be on Netflix, all right now."
next 30 for 30.
And by the way, I just
30 for 30.
Hey, I just went and got a scholarship for Bishop. Hey, 31 years old, babe. I got a scholarship. That's what I went. I apologize for not being on camera, but I went definitely got me a scholarship. I'm on. Check me out, baby. I'm gonna be on ESPN. Check me out. Cornerback, baby. Locking them up. 31 years old. Let's go.
Yo, man. I mean,
I can still run some routes, dog. I can still run some routes out there.
I see you in practice. I see you in practice, baby.
Go.
So, one last thing, unless y'all want to add, but like, so they went back and interviewed like a parent who his son was a part of the team, and like this father was just like, yo, like they rarely ever practice. We got a schedule like 3 weeks or something before like the season was gonna start, before the first game, and I'm just like, how? Like, my son hadn't been to practice. There ain't been no summer workouts going on. Like, it sounds like dudes like really just like randomly show up and like start playing. Like, it is what it like it is what it is. And yo, forgive me.
Play? All right, come on.
Oh, about 6'5", 225. Yeah, come on, boy. Forgive me for not researching it before the pod, but there's a story of a basketball player, I believe, I want to say in Dallas. Don't quote me. Quote me on like the story, but not like the city or whatever. So I believe it was a guy. He had got displaced due to Hurricane Katrina, and he moved down to either Dallas or Houston or whatever, and like re-enrolled himself in high school. But he had went on and graduated and everything. Already graduated high school, but he enrolled himself back in high school after being like misplaced, or maybe not. Let's say a hurricane or whatever, and you know, the school's like, oh, we need your paperwork. Like, oh, I lost it in a hurricane, you know, birth certificate, blase, 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 or whatever. Probably the natural born finesse before the head coach of Bishop Sycamore. So, long story short, dude gets on the basketball team at whatever high school this is, and is like killing these kids. Obviously, trying to get recruited to get to wherever he's trying to go to. Killing these kids, and how he eventually got caught is because like an old like high school or middle school coach like just so happened to be at a game and was just like, what the fuck is you doing? and that's how his whole setup got blew up. I gotta go Google that story for y'all.
Hey, no, this man.
So that also made after when I heard about Bishop Sycamore, that story randomly popped up in my head. And that was from like some years and years ago. But yeah, man, a funny ass meme that I did see for Bishop Sycamore is like, well, we know who Cam Newton is playing for.
Yeah.
That's
horrible.
that's too
Oh
soon.
man.
Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
man.
I do want to say this. A couple things. One, unfortunately, this is actually more common than what people think. You know, more common of the stories like what Edward just talked about with the basketball players, where a single individual will try to enroll themselves either into high school or to a junior college program when they're obviously older than everybody else, or they're past that time, and then try to, you know, regain the glory days or whatever. But unfortunately, there are programs like this, and I think it's a terrible stain on sports, period, and on football when these things are allowed to happen, especially for the kids that get involved in this. You know, for the adults that are involved in it, you know, the ones who go and play, you know, hey, they already got issues going on. But for the kids that get involved in it, you know, they're not going to class. They're traveling all over the country, trying to, you know, get something going with you know, this football thing, and it's not legitimate. So they start to get hurt. So I don't know. It's sad for me to see. It's sad for me as a coach, as somebody who works with teenagers all the time. I don't know. I feel for the kids there. So hopefully we can put an end to this.
Nigga, ain't no kids there. Them is grown men.
No, it's some high school kids that are there on that team. Not everybody there is older.
Why would you enroll your son in a high school that you don't have any recollection on? You haven't been to the facility. Anyway.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you know, you get a lot of people who, hey, this is the only thing that they feel is their shot to get beyond whatever the circumstances are now, right? So if someone comes in selling the shot, saying, hey, I can make sure you get to the next level. I can make sure that you get involved in this, and they don't know. They don't know what to look for to be able to verify what is what. All they know is that, hey, my kid gets to play on ESPN, and this can give them exposure. Yeah, sure, let's do this. And then it takes a while before it's like that one parent, before they're like, hey, wait a second, hold up, man, this stuff's not adding up. So it happens, man. You know, people get farted out every day, and this is another way that folks are getting farted out.
Yeah, I know it was also said too, like when they would go travel, like there wouldn't really be no funds, I guess, for like the players to like find stuff to eat, so they were stealing. They say the head coach, he was writing checks, those was getting bounced at hotels that they were staying at. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm pretty sure more will unfold, but yeah, man. So yeah. So I didn't see him being cut, but I definitely kept saying, don't be surprised if Bill Belichick like it's out with the old and in with the new, and just like go ahead and go throw Mac Jones in the fire and like get him started now. Like I said, I thought that was highly possible, but in terms of like Cam being cut, I didn't like really see that. But truth be told, I think we all knew, all I guess avid football watchers knew that like Cam was really just auditioning for somewhere to go next season. And I think Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots kind of gave him a head start. So yeah, man, like how do y'all feel about that? What do y'all think Cam? What do y'all think Cam was gonna end up? Is y'all kind of mad about that, or how do y'all feel about that?
I'll be short and sweet. I feel as though Mac Jones was chosen in the first round for a reason, right? At pick 15, he was projected to go maybe a little higher. There was some rumblings that he could have been taken by a couple of other teams, but when he fell to Bill Belichick at 15, it was a no-brainer. He didn't have to give up anything for him. I think the 49ers were rumored around Mac Jones as well, but kind of fell deeper and deeper in love, with Trey Lance, and end up pulling the trigger on that. But I just think I equate this back to a similar situation in Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady back in 2001. I'm not calling Mac Jones Tom Brady, and I'm not calling Drew Bledsoe Cam Newton. But one could argue Cam Newton had a way better career than Drew Bledsoe, but that's neither here nor there. I just think it's that similar situation of, hey, do I really want to impede this rookie's growth? Because Bill Belichick, not a lot of people know, he was very close to calling Tom Brady his starter, but it would have been so unprecedented. And Drew Bledsoe had all this experience, being a tenured quarterback in the league, coming off Pro Bowl, all of that. Didn't want to sit him. So I think Bill Belichick, fast forward 20 years now, is like, hey, I've got my guy, didn't have to give up much for him. I'm not going to impede his growth by having, Cam Newton look over his shoulder. Like, what better way to kind of ensure that he doesn't succeed when he has to worry about, well, damn, if I do this, they're going to yank me for Cam. So in a nutshell, that's where my logic leads me. But my emotional aspect as a black man is saying, fuck you, Bill. You fucked up. You did us wrong. And I'm mad because it sends a glaring message across the league that you washed up goods and Bill Belichick couldn't use you. Damn, what can I do with you? And I just pray he doesn't get that stigma. But I say a team to watch out for that could be in the Cam Newton sweepstakes. Be on the lookout for his old head coach, Ron Rivera, with the Washington Redskins. Or excuse me, the Washington football team, if you will.
You're such a racist thing. You're such a
whatever.
racist. Oh my God.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my God.
But that's a potential suitor, I believe. And then outside of that, man, I'm just not too sure. To be quite frank with you, if it's not the Washington football team, I'm not too sure who. Maybe he goes to the Steelers and is a backup to Big Ben, and maybe could potentially step into that after Big Ben retires, maybe. But the way quarterbacks have been playing, especially Hall of Famers like him, they've been playing into their 40s. But I think we all can agree that Big Ben is a little loose with his regimen in the summers.
Yeah, he's towards the end. So I don't see him going to a team early on because he wants to start, and I don't think because of Cam Newton's personality, you cannot have Cam Newton as your number 2 quarterback. It just can't happen. He is the life of the party. The wingman can't be the life of the party, right? So unfortunately, that's going to keep him unemployed for a time here. But every year we do see teams where a team thinks that they're a playoff team and then their quarterback gets injured. And so, it happened last year for the Cowboys, happened a couple years ago for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, a couple of teams that I think could come in and say, hey, you know what, maybe we want to bring this guy in. If someone, not wishing this on anybody, but if someone were to happen to, let's say, Kyler Murray or Russell Wilson, these are two offenses that are used to having a running quarterback, somebody that they can build around the QB run game. And both offenses want to run the ball a lot, so they can use Cam Newton that way. And their backup quarterback situation is not really there. Don't see him going to Washington football team. I think if he was going to go back with Ron Rivera, they would have did it last year when he was when he was a free agent. But I think they're pretty happy with what they have in Taylor Heineke and Ryan Fitzpatrick. So now both of them, start to wet the bed, and then maybe. But so no hard feelings though for Bill Belichick, man. I think this had to happen. Mac Jones looked just too good, and we'll see, man. That offensive rookie of the year, man, it's gonna be a nice photo finish.
Hold your horses, brother. Hold your horses.
It's gonna be a nice
segment. Hold your horses.
Sedacious. Was Mac Jones just a better fit than Cam Newton, or better outperform Cam Newton, or was this decision made largely in part because you can't count on Cam Newton because he is not vaccinated? Sedacious.
And I think all of those things went into play. I think the stars kind of all aligned. You know what I mean? Mac Jones being the guy that they wanted, they picking him, and he having a good outing. And Cam not following protocols as far as, the vaccine and COVID-19. So with them not wanting to run the risk of him being in that quarterback camp, it kind of all was like, it made too much sense. I hate it because, I'd like to mirror Isaac. I don't see him going nowhere at all. And coach, excuse me. I hate it. I want to tell him to hold his head because I don't see nobody, seeing his skill set as is essential right now.
Yeah, well, I think as far as seeing his skill set as essential, I think there are 32 teams that think that Cam Newton is an NFL quarterback and that he can help them. The problem is that you have 31 other teams that have already installed the offenses, have already made up a game plan for the year, have already said, hey, this is the guy that we're going with. So the only way that will bring him in is to be the backup to whatever that is. And again, like I said before, you can't bring the life of the party and have him be a wingman. That just doesn't work. And so it'll take, a team that thinks that they're in the hunt, but their quarterback gets hurt and they're not really happy with their second string guy, like the teams I said before. And, maybe he'll get a call then, which, I think there's a great possibility that can happen. So I would watch out for, October, November, somebody who may be having a role, maybe a 500 record or, slightly over 500 record, and their quarterback gets hurt, Cam may get the call in. But until then, I won't say it. Hey, can I say something real quick on the vaccine, real quick? So Edward and I were talking about this earlier, and I think a lot of players and people in general need to understand this. When an organization wants something from their employees, they're going to get it at some point, right? They're going to move forward either without you, or you're going to get on board, or you're going to move forward with the organization, right? The NFL, the NFLPA has put in measures that make you do not have the vaccine, right? Yes, you are free to get the vaccine, or free not to get it as an American. That is your right. That's fine. But these organizations have business to conduct, and that is a great cost to keep you on board if you're not vaccinated. Now, I say that, and I also too want to defend Urban Meyer because now he's about to get investigated because he laid out that truth in a press conference today, saying when people asked him, hey, did the vaccination come into play? Yes, his top defender, Josh Allen, missed 2 games this in the preseason, and he never had COVID, but because he was unvaccinated and he had to go into the COVID protocol, that is too costly for especially French guys to not get the vaccine. So yes, you have your right to get it or not get it, but it's gonna come to you as a cost. Just like it's very costly for teams to keep you. And so if the NFLPA has a problem with that, lower the freaking the rules for it, man. I mean,
to
pretty much at the end of this joint.
To piggyback off you, Christian, for Cam Newton, right? Like, if somebody do get hurt during the season, like the question in like Cam is the question isn't going to be Cam, can you play or not? The question is, like, were you vaccinated yet? No. Oh, all right. Click. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
My play rolling.
Oh, real quick, Darnell. Question for everybody, but to Darnell first. Can you possibly see Cam Newton being mellowed?
Man, I was thinking that same exact thing.
Wait, can you say? Can I see him what mellow?
Being Carmelo Anthony out the league.
Oh, that is very true. Honestly, yes, because they tried to put him in a situation where I feel like that wasn't his groove. They put him with a coach that was supposed to be who is one of the go to being coaches, but at the end of the day, they put him with not his style of football. Like, I felt like they forced it. He did the best he could, and he made him look ugly. Now, a lot of people want to agree with that, but with that being said, just like with Carmelo Anthony, they tried to put him on the Rockets and just said, you know what, here go a great team, great, coach, y'all gonna win a championship. They sucked with him. It wasn't about his athletic ability. It was about the fact of like, bro, like, this is not my mesh. This is not me. I can't flow in this. I can't flutter the way I would love to do. But when he went to Portland and they had a spot for him, they had people embrace him and look at things his way, they had productivity, so definitely I see a Carmelo situation out of this for sure. Like, for sure.
I think it's different though, because Melo was thrusted out of Houston without really have even gotten into a groove of games. I think that was more politics than anything, and them trying to go by the analytics, but nevertheless a Carmelo situation. But I just had to say that.
Yeah, I would have to also disagree with my brother Black Peace. I think Cam Newton's talent is still undeniable. I think that there are 32 NFL clubs that think that he can win games in the NFL, which he has shown that he can. He started off playing very strong last year before COVID. He came on at the end after a few weeks getting back after COVID. He still looked strong a couple weeks ago. A lot of the stuff that happened this past week where he didn't look that great, it wasn't really on him. There's a lot of other factors there. So Cam can still play. I would be very surprised if he's not on the team this year or next year. I'll be highly surprised at that.
You kind of agree with what I said, to be honest with you. That's what happened with Carmelo. Like, he was in a position where, they forced him on a team where it didn't work. And just like, yeah, you see his talent, but it's just like, this ain't the mesh. But once he got with a team that actually vibed with him, and everybody knew, like, hey, this is Melo. He can still play, just not with us. Like, he ain't got no spot for us.
But the thing, I think Cam could still play with the Patriots. I think if Mac Jones was not there, Cam Newton would be starting. Cam, they did all offseason. They tried to put together an entire offense for Cam Newton, getting two of the top tight ends in free agency. Want to go to a 2 tight end set. They brought in 8,000 running backs to make sure that they could run the ball, power football, 12 and 21 personnel with Cam Newton. They were building that. But Mac Jones came in, just looked way too good. And they were like, hey, look, we just say,
but that's the
we'll
thing.
bank on
like,
you versus.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. Just like with I seen a couple games with James Harden.
You kept saying that the situation wasn't built for him. They tried to build a situation around him.
Well, this is like, I was just about to say, this is like James Harden and Carmelo. Like, Carmelo actually could win when James Harden wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? He actually showed. I think he put up like 30 plus points against Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken, in one of the games where James Harden wasn't even there. And Chris Paul or something of that mix. And it was like, wow, like, these guys are really, like, he really can steal ball. But it was like, I'm going to choose James Harden's youth and, leadership over Carmelo's, spotty talent and, trying to rebuild around him. So what I said all that to say, like, Mac Jones is in the perfect position. It was like, Mac Jones, your talent and your ability and your future is way overdoing his little bit of talent that he has and like whatever he has left. It's like, we're good. We're going to bet on the future rather than try to keep pinching out of you.
I think the connecting links as it relates to Cam's situation and Carmelo's situation is that there was like this narrative from the media formed around Carmelo that like you can't play with him anymore, or he's washed, or he's of no use of your team, right? And so while that proved to be wrong and false, right? Now there's this narrative painted in the media, which I mean it's a very valid narrative of Cam Newton. Like you can't depend on him because he's not vaccinated and according to the rules, right? And so in Carmelo Anthony's situation, his shot came because the Portland Trailblazers were willing to like go against like whatever media perception and take a chance of like, Melo, we want you. And so when that time comes, if and when somebody gets injured, it'll just be a matter of who's going to take that chance going against like all the odds of whatever the COVID protocols is to say, Cam, we're going to give you that shot. And so it's just like fighting against that media narrative and like hoping somebody gives you a shot amongst all of that.
No, thank you. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you broke it down as to why I think it's further disrespectful to Melo to say Cam Newton is anywhere near close to him. Carmelo Anthony is a better basketball player than Cam Newton is a quarterback. And if you disagree, we just don't have to talk about that.
Well, I don't know.
I think the mere fact that you're ixnaying it or throwing it to the side like it's not even a debate is more disrespectful to Cameron Newton than anything because
come on,
you want to talk about football player? Cameron Newton won the national stop. No. I let you speak.
Quarterback.
No. Cameron Newton won the JUCO national championship in college at
What
Williams.
has he done for me lately, bro?
Stop bro. You just said he wasn't a better quarterback, and I'm encompassing everything this man has accomplished as a quarterback playing
He's not
football.
a better quarterback. He's not better at his position than Melo is as a basketball player.
That is very debatable. And they share more similarities than you'd like to believe. Because Melo won in college, Cam Newton won in college.
Bro, we're talking
and Cam
about
Newton was renowned as the best player in college when he was in
still deadly. No one can stop him still today. You can't guard Carmelo Anthony. Still today, you can't guard him. I can put a defense on Cam Newton to stop his offense.
I disagree with that, bro.
There are still
Carmelo Anthony can be had, bro.
There are still defenses today that struggle against Cam Newton. Sedacious.
Carmelo Anthony can be had today.
Which one? You talk about Miami? You talk about Buffalo? Or you talk about New York? Which one of them struggled?
Miami struggled against them last year. Buffalo struggled against them last year. He beat both of them last year. He played phenomenal on Sunday Night Football versus the Seahawks.
So did the Patriots make playoffs?
What was it?
Cam Newton, JUCO champion at Auburn, Heisman, #1 overall pick, Offensive Rookie of the Year, MVP, NFC champion. Carmelo Anthony ain't won no conference championship nowhere, ain't won a championship. And you can, as far as individual accolades are concerned, you could rank them up there, bro. To say it's not even comparable is malfeasant.
Sliding skill. I'm talking about sliding talent. I'm talking about physical ability right now.
Physical ability right now.
They're virtually identical, in my opinion, man. I'm sorry, I may not like it, but they're virtually identical. There's some two different scales. Just people are giving up on them, thinking they're washed. Not even washed is a part of it, but thinking they're just done with, and they still have a lot to bring to the table. Period.
My boy ain't even that accurate.
You talking about Carmelo Anthony like he fucking Klay Thompson or something right now, bro. He is a 13 to 15 point per score on his best day per night, bro.
All them 20. That's negative.
What you mean?
On his best
Laker team? On it, not on his best night. I'm talking about averaging.
I'm going off what you specifically
I'm talking about averaging though. He can have a fringe game and go for 27, 28. That could very well happen.
All right, I'm okay
He
with
can,
that,
but I'm saying okay, but he's not going to go get you 20 every. He not gonna
That's
play.
not required. That's
team.
not required of Carmelo Anthony anymore.
He didn't score 20 a night when he was at the Blazers.
And that's the thing about Cam. He's not necessarily required to throw a bomb and to run for 100 yards either. He's supposed to be on some low key Brady-esque.
But no,
Peyton
before
Manning-esque
COVID
type
last year,
shit.
bro, he had like 3 games in a row where he passed for over 300 yards consecutively. So you're not going to say that. That would be the equivalent of Carmelo Anthony having 3 consecutive games in the NBA, dropping 25-plus points, which he has not had. So you fuckers you talking about this not even comparable to the level they have right now. Anyway, man, y'all wrap this shit up. We can move on to something else. We can move on to something else.
Cam just got cut today, bro. He's gonna get picked up this year.
Hey, guess what? Melo finna get a championship with bro.
You better thank God that
somebody needed Melo, and when got him, someone did not need Cam.
No. You better thank God that Dame took a chance on Melo when nobody else would. Because when they took him, bro, nobody was touching Melo.
Bro, the Rockets took a chance on him.
What do you mean and cut him after 11 games?
And then
what are you talking about? That ain't no chance.
And then he leaving Portland.
No, that's like one chance. The group that you never heard of, that R&B song. Yeah.
If Melo wants to play basketball, he will play basketball. Cam Newton want to play football. Can he play?
Yes.
He's not in the Patriots system.
Who he play for?
He just got cut today,
he just got cut this morning. What are you talking about?
You act like he was supposed to get signed today to another team.
Okay. He can't. Yeah, he's not even allowed to get signed today. The waivers don't start till I think tomorrow.
Bro, he got cut. He got cut. He got cut.
Bro, there's been players get cut before.
Carmelo Anthony got cut.
Peyton Manning got cut
to another team, right?
What are you talking about? Peyton Manning got cut.
And stayed out the league for a year. What the fuck is you talking about, bro?
Can we go to the next subject?
Carmelo Anthony was out of the league for a year.
Hey, bro.
Right or wrong?
All I know is when Isaac
he was
and I
out of the league for a year, bro. Okay? Can we go to the next subject, bro?
When Isaac and I are agreeing, there's something
you
there.
You know it's bullshit afoot. Please, Javier, save your shit. We've heard enough.
All right, man. Darnell, the floor is yours. Danda. And I'm
gonna get this out. I'll definitely get this out for anything powers out on me. If it is, I will get back immediately on my cellular phone. But thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you to all the fans of Kanye that actually gave him the benefit of the doubt, listen to all 27 tracks, and listen to his art. Okay. First of all, the name of the album is Donda, named after Donda West, which is his mother. Rest in peace. This is his 12th studio album. What
Edward.
What happened? What's up?
Go ahead, brother. Keep going with that beautiful soliloquy.
Appreciate you. All right. So this is his 12th studio album, 10th LP. Okay. People first off are already challenging it because it has around 30 features, 20 plus features. But I'm gonna get to that later. He dropped it. First of all, he took us to church. That should have been a signal. He dropped it at 8:00 Eastern on a Sunday morning, August 29th, the last Sunday, which is very symbolic in the church, which everybody knows. Okay. He was already trying to reach people, let people know what vibe he was on. He didn't drop on a Friday night or a Tuesday like normal albums do. He dropped on a Sunday morning, not even at 12 o'clock. No, wake up, brush your teeth, put your Sunday best on, check your phone. Bam, Donda is here. So, he did it, he dropped it to give people the vibe. And I feel what gets me is they don't understand that that's supposed to set the setting. I'm taking you to church. I think a lot of people expected this older Kanye, cuss words, B's, H's. I'm in a Donda mindset, so I'm trying to, censor myself.
This nigga is having a conniption on screen.
But yeah, man, he got away from his mostly secular ways. But at the end of the day, he acted like a true pastor. If anybody knows any preachers, pastors out there, they're human beings. They drink. They may do other things, might gamble a little bit. They may say a cuss word or two. You know what I'm saying? He is human. So therefore, He dropped
I'm
the
sorry.
bomber
Did you
too.
say
He
his
said,
did you say his mother was a pastor?
He did
No.
not say that.
no, I said I was relating that he was
That's how
the
mad
mindset.
you are right now. You just heard.
What I was saying was, he was reminding me of like a realistic pastor, which is, yes, I preach and yes, I speak the word of God, but yes, I'm gonna say the N word. Yes, I'm gonna drop, a slight cuss word, damn, hell, maybe in a shit. So with that being said, he spoke his truth from an aspect of, I am still hip hop. I still am man of the streets, man of the culture. But yet at the same time, though, I am a Christian man. I am reborn. I am this man that that does Sunday service weekly. You know what I'm saying? That traveled across the world.
He don't want you to be hot or cold. So that's another conversation for another day. But well, I digress. A great point nonetheless, though.
But
go ahead.
But just to kind of like fast forward through it, man. He had issues with we didn't have issues. I think this was more of a popularity thing in pop culture, period.
Nigga definitely got issues with Drake. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. But at the end of the day, man, he built it up. He wanted to get more attention. He knew at the end of the day he's going against a top one right there, which is Drake, and he had to get a little bit more attention. So of course he's going to say that Universal helped. They dropped the album. Saying that they did it. No, like I truly believe he did it. Look at the timing. Just like I said, he took us to church. He did it on purpose. He may have said he didn't, but that may have been the fact of the way it dropped. And Jail Part 2 didn't drop with the baby. It came off to where it was like disrespectful and felt like what may have you. So he made this whole whatever about it, text message, claim this and that. That was all proven to be wrong. The baby's manager hit him back and said, no, we had no problems with stopping the music to being released. No problem. So he later released it, about a couple hours later on the album itself, Jail Part 2, because it was held off. But yeah, man, 27 tracks. A lot of people say that that's a long album list. You have to realize how many features he had. He had around 30 features. With that being said, letting these features actually get their whole verses in, you're technically, without the features, you have a real album. By himself, you have like 14 tracks. Realistically, you have around 14, maybe 15 tracks without all the features. And I felt like Kanye did not want to deny his fan base him. You're getting him on production. You're getting him with people on other songs. You're getting him about his relationships. You're getting on him about the relationship about Drake, which I'm about to get into in a moment. And I mean, you're getting all of him. 27 tracks seems extensive. An hour and 47 minutes seems extensive, but a person like Kanye, he's trying to give you everything that you wanted. And a lot of people went over their heads. But before I get into the over your head thing, man, he had people he had Jay-Z on the album, he had Fabio Foreign, he had The Weeknd, he had The Baby, he had Kid Cudi, Young Thug, Baby King, Jay Electronica, Travis Scott, J. Larry Hoover Jr., Sunday Service, of course. And just to get into like the mindset that he was in, Jay-Z rapped this just to give you the vibe of, what kind of person that Kanye is. Hova and Jesus, like Moses and Jesus. That goes over a lot of people's heads. And that's what people don't understand. He's saying that what's the thing? What's the difference between those two? One's in the New Testament, one is in the Old Testament. You feel me? So therefore, there are two leaders on two different paths, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, Jesus is the Son of God, but I see the comparison you're trying to make, and I heard that metaphor as well. Edward, please, I'm gonna act as the moderator right now, and I'm gonna give you a chance to go. You can feed forward like a rabid dog with rabies. Go ahead. You can unmute yourself, brother.
So before I go, I truly want to know, Sedacious, how do you feel about the album?
Well, I'm gonna get my roll off too.
I thought it was good
to go in on this shit.
I thought it was good. Yeah, I feel like it's Kanye. See, if you think about Kanye's mindset right now, think about like his shoes, his product. That album, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the shoes is like, when you first look at it, it'll be like, man, them hoes ugly. But then it'll be like, nah, I probably rock them hoes. I rock them hoes. You You know what I'm saying? Depending on what shoe you look at. The album was the same way. It's like that donda, 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 that chant, like kind of got to me. But that first song is like, it hit. But then a couple of songs is like, all right, they get a little stagnant, but then they pick back up again. So I thought it was pretty good all around. It's just straight Kanye, bro. It's just like, don't be expecting nothing else when you listen to him, fam. Just like, you're going to get straight Kanye.
I love the production on Donda. It gave me 808 and Heartbreak vibes at certain junctures of the album, especially with the Lauryn Hill sample that he did. I believe he encompassed a lot of the new school, though Fabio Foreign is a newer artist, a little older though, right? 30, 31, encompassing a lot of people that are on good music, but at the same time, still having heavy hitters that people would love, like Lil Durk, Lil Baby, people who got the, wave in the culture right now. So I feel as though production-wise, very unique. Gave us typical Kanye. I was impressed, and then just the flow pattern, right? A lot of people try to say like maybe he was rhyming like Drake, using Drake's cadence. But little do people know, Kanye been using that cadence for a while, so it could be quite possible the chameleon himself, Drake, and I say that in a good way because he can mimic damn near all styles, Drake being that hell of an artist, but a good album nonetheless, man. I'm gonna let E-Mac Stacks go ahead and get his shit out.
All right, so all y'all think the album was, I want wording to be important. Is it fair to say all y'all thought it was great, or all y'all just thought it was good, or like what?
Great production. I think I like a great message. Rapping, I feel like he could have came harder a little bit rapping, but it gave me old Kanye vibes. And for that overall, I'm gonna say it was a great body of work, especially the visual representation that he's been doing with the Donda shows over the past couple of weeks. So a lot of good feedback from that.
Did y'all listen to this album any differently, or like try to make sure like you judged it a certain way in regards to like the album being named after his mother, who is no longer with him?
No,
Absolutely.
I didn't give him a pass for naming it after his deceased mother. It just, to me, it encompassed more of the message and the feeling that he was trying to get across. Because if you remember, Kanye also said something 3 to 4 years ago saying that he wanted to create Donda as an actual organization, right? As a more so innovation station, right? Almost as though a Disney World, having different components and it having umbrella companies underneath it being innovative in the sense of the culture, having merch, having attractions, just different things like that. He had hinted at that. And I think we are seeing a very small, minute portion of that being displayed via the Donda shows, with his old house being in the main stage and him having the choirs come out and perform around that. I think you're seeing a visual representation of what it could be in the long haul, but I do remember him saying Donda, he wanted to actually make that huge and wanted to make it larger than life and make it be somewhat of a staple within the culture. So from that standpoint, I'm gonna say it's great because I think it lived past an album. It's gone into other ventures and other spaces. The man already grossed over, what was it? 20 million or something like that on merch alone without even any album sales. So that's amazing to even say that without a stream or a download or a sale to, have even been accumulated at that point in him grossing that much money, and that ROI is pretty, that's Kanye-esque. That's who he is, man. If he put his name on it, he passionate about it, it's bound to be something good, like this Yeezy and Gap collab that I'm patiently waiting on. I can't wait to see what he does with that too, man. Can't deny his creative genius.
Yeah, bro. So to answer your question, with him titling it his mom's name, I just knew not to go into it looking for the best rap. I knew I should go in looking for the, the
passionate message of
the Kanye that did
positivity and God.
You know what I'm saying? What's you know what I'm saying? Jim Jones them beats that
production.
You know what I'm saying? I just was like so many different ways that I knew that he was gonna like make it be an experience along with a little bit of words. And that's exactly what it was. It was an experience overall with just a little bit of words. You know what I'm saying? Stuff
what
that
boy
be on
Ho
his
say,
heart.
hey man, you listening to Braille. He done said that a few times. He didn't use that Braille line that holds the audio equivalent of Braille. Hey, close your eyes, you can smell. Come on, man. But anyway.
Yeah, it's
But
not
Braille
about
is
rapping for
for
Kanye
touch
at this
anybody
point.
out there.
So
Braille is for the blind and they touch. So.
You can't listen to Kanye for rap. You listen to Kanye for nice quotes and hard ass beats and experiences and sounds.
Nice production, a message, and just a charismatic way about going about music. Not too much diverse wordplay like you're looking for Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole, but great music though nonetheless. Rip it to shreds, Edward, please. Go ahead.
And by the way, 10 for 10 for Kanye, 9 for 10 for hip hop. And I said what I said.
All right, that's fine. Please don't interrupt me with all due respect. All right, so everything y'all said was beautiful. Everything y'all said was beautiful, sedacious. You're right. It was experience, whatever y'all want to call it, and very little wordplay. My personal opinion, the album wasn't great. In no way, shape, or form. Don't look at it for rap. Okay, as a rapper, this shit was trash. Collectively, as a body of work, the album was not great. Am I saying that we're not songs worth going back listening to? No. I believe the album was unfinished. And I take offense to that as a listener who actually wanted to hear Kanye. Darnell, I heard what you said about the whole situation with like it not being clear with the baby. So like that's why it's a part 2. Like, what great opportunity did you rob the baby of being able to say he was featured on a track with Kanye and Jay-Z? But whatever, there's a clearance problem there. So all those part 2s or whatever, like the artists on there, not pointless. But those part 2s are like pointless, bro. Like, make a decision in terms of who you want on your song. You've been having all this time, you've had all these listening sessions, you're walking around, you're not listening, you're trying to catch the vibe of all these people at your concert. Some of these tracks sound like he really just like tried to muscle nigga. Hey, bro, like let me get that record, bro. Like the whole motherfucking Pop Smoke. I was like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, are you serious? The song with Baby King, like that might as well have been Baby King record. It was a few tracks on there. I was like, wait a minute, was Kanye actually on this song? I had to go back and listen. And I gave it 3 listens. I even went back and listened to the songs I didn't like to make sure I wasn't trying to give him a hard time.
That's not a song.
With respect, it is his mother, and I don't want to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form, but like that coming off of my ears to start off was annoying as fuck. It sounded like witchcraft to me.
I could have deal with that.
Low key, it really did.
But can I say that? Can I say one little thing?
No, you cannot. No.
Okay, good. Good. Just making sure.
So like that shit was annoying. The Lauryn Hill track, like Jail, the Lauryn Hill track,
Remote Control.
Those are probably my favorite 2. I got it highlighted. I like Jesus Lord. Now
Remote Control.
I really like Pure Souls with I think that's Roddy. What you said, Ozzy?
Remote Control with Young Thug.
Hell no, get that the fuck out of here. It had no reason being even on like the track list. Bye, go. Get it out of here. We don't want
you know what? I see what shit you are.
Like you had
no.
Like,
you said
bro,
enough.
like
you said enough.
sonically,
You gotta convince me.
No, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just still speaking my piece. Sonically, like it wasn't put together great. It was not put together great. Here is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Kanye West, as egotistical as he is, thought he had all the time in the world to keep tinkering with the album. Drake lit a fire on his ass, and he knew he had no choice but to surrender and just put out what he had. That is what happened. That is what happened. People won't admit to it. and y'all, I know y'all gonna try. Darnell, you were dressing it up so beautifully. He dropped it on a Sunday. He's praising God and don't judge it like this, bro. The nigga had a song on there called Lord, I Need You. The song was about Kim. What are we talking about? He's like, yes, Sunday service, Kanye West, Jesus is Lord. I support bringing Jesus Christ to people in new shapes and forms because not everybody receives God from the pulpit or from the church. So I get that. I won't shit on that in no shape or form. But if we just judging music, come on, bro. Like, let's not.
You didn't like 24.
Get it out of here. No. The song, bro,
wait.
24 was unfinished, bro. 24 was unfinished.
You ain't got no heart, brother.
20, no.
You got no heart.
No. 24,
no respect.
24 was unfinished. A handful of them songs was unfinished. Some of them songs on there where he repeating himself 30 fucking 40 times, it sounds like he had an idea, but he couldn't fully connect on how he wanted to fully unpack it. So you sit there left with motherfucking me goddamn God breathe and the beat playing for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Like, bro, what is that? Like, that's unfinished, unquality work, bro. And for some reason, y'all Kanye stans are gonna make it seem like it was beautifully put together. And we shouldn't judge it. Like, no, bro, it's music. It is music. Like, the album was unfinished. Darnell, you said it was 12 to 14 tracks that, like, if they were put together perfectly, bro, the album would have been worthy to be put on repeat. Plenty skippables all throughout the entire album. He had one little stretch where it was like, I like these songs. Heaven and Hell, Donda, that's just his mom talking. Keep My Spirit Alive, Jesus is Lord, Now Again.
Go ahead.
Like, bro, like, the album was not great. Some of those songs Kanye was immensely carried on. Again, I forgot that he was on certain tracks. Certain tracks, it sounded like he just bought those records off people who already had it. He liked how it sound. I think I already said Pop Smoke. I think it's Moon. He just harmonizing over somebody else's vocals. Like, what the fuck is we doing? But for some reason, y'all think that's great, or I shouldn't judge it or feel some type of way. Like, come on, bro. So, I remember sitting in class senior year, high school, taking tests with Dark Twisted Fantasy in my ears. I'm listening to College Graduation and Dropout like recently or whatever, like gearing up, like, okay, Kanye, whatever. Bro, the album was like depressing. Like I say, like all those features he had, like those part twos is like a slap in the. It's like, bro, like he wasn't finished. Like I feel like you just threw those on, and like you didn't really want to make a decision and nail down who you did or who you didn't want it on the track. For the most part, it's probably gonna be I'm making fun, but like I like the song like Everybody Hurts, but I don't judge Randall. Oh my God, like the fuck out of here, Kanye.
That was
I guess. But like he snapped on that verse, but I'm just like being picky. I thought it was corny. But all right, he had another, and then I may have heard him wrong, but I don't think I did. I forget what song it was. And I know like people like give him like, oh, slavery was a choice or whatever, and all of that. And like I think he kind of like tinkered with that again. And he was like, we all know blacks are orphans. They didn't want to be runaways. And I was just like, So yeah, man, kind of being a dead horse at this point. And then I don't. How did y'all listen to it like on Apple or Spotify or Tidal?
Apple Music.
Apple, sir.
Okay, so I would listen to all my music like on Tidal, and so like on the Tidal track list, it just say like Kanye. I don't know if it said that on y'all's, or it actually showed he was featured, and so like I feel like that was some like egotistical like.
That's just on Tidal, bro. It actually gives just the song title on Apple Music.
No. On Tidal, you get features. You get showed the. I had to actually go to the details.
He did that shit.
And had to actually go to the details. And here's the crazy part: when you go to the details to see who the lyricists are on the song, it don't say the baby or Lil Baby or Jay-Z. Like, it's giving us their government. So it's like,
but that's everybody's.
You don't want nobody else on here getting like, what is this about, Kanye?
But no, bro, it's a marketing ploy to make you go and listen to every song so you can hear who's on it, as opposed to you just kind of seeing who's on it and being like, oh, I ain't gonna listen to that because they on that. I'm gonna skip that. I think it was genius.
Well, for me,
it does give you opportunity.
I listen to albums talked about. I don't try to pick through and like, oh, he on there. I don't listen to him. I like to listen to albums from top to bottom or whatever. And if I am listening to it, I'm like, okay, who is that going hard and carrying Kanye on this fucking track? Oh, it's this guy. But being redundant, beating a dead horse, but I stand true to, and please, everybody, hear me when I say this. The album was not finished. It was not a complete body of work. Kanye West thought he had all the time in the world to keep tinkering with the album. He understood that he was not going to be able to stand up to Drake. And when Drake lit that fire in his ass, was last Friday of September 3rd, Certified Lover Boy was dropping, he knew he had no choice and he had to let that album finally go, whether he was ready to or not.
Well, I disagree.
I'll buy that conspiracy theory though, and I don't know how much of a conspiracy it is, but I'll buy that to a certain degree. I'll take a piece of that to my bank.
I feel your vibes, bro, but I feel like I knew that you were gonna reference an old Kanye album, and you did it, and that's when it was like, see, yeah, no, you might not be a Kanye fan no more all the way around, bro, because
He's being transparent.
The Kanye he is now ain't the Kanye we loved.
You never get me
Okay,
over back.
here's the thing though, Sedacious. He cannot be the Kanye from back then. That's fine, but can he still be trash even though he's not like, just because I'm calling him trash don't mean I don't appreciate his music. Like, he can still be the Kanye he is today, can still be separate from that Kanye, and he can still put out a trash album. Like, I feel like because this is a new Kanye, people try to like dress it up for that to mean like he can't still put out trash work. Like,
what you call it trash work is lyricism?
A body of work as an album. Lyricism, like I said, the song sonically was all over the place. Like the track ordering, this was like, come on, bro, like stop, like what are you trying to do here? Like he was experimenting, bro.
That's why
he was experimenting, bro. He was experimenting, dog.
So that's why you're saying it wasn't great to you.
Why?
No, you're saying the album wasn't great. Not that it was good or bad. It just wasn't great to you.
It wasn't good. It was bad. I'll stand. It was bad. It wasn't great or good. It was bad.
What was bad about it?
Okay, guys are carrying Kanye on the track. I'm forgetting that Kanye is on songs. There are certain songs on there as a complete body of work. You're talking about the structuring of songs and concepts. Has not like, why is this song on here? Okay, like, is this like all hail be praised to God? Is this like, it's all, because some people probably say, oh bro, this is like a pure like gospel. I was like, no, it's not.
Why does that be respect to Kanye? Half the people, like not even half, but this is a respect to Kanye. Those features are respect. Lil Baby and the Baby both tweeted about how can I get on a feature with Kanye. So that doesn't mean nothing about like, man, this nigga has inspired. He's inspired you at some point apparently. So therefore, no matter what level of you want your inspiration to outdo you? No, you take your stage. You shine on my album, which I'm gonna hide at a high standard.
I think that's what he's doing. You don't appreciate.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't appreciate
he's
that.
He's like, here you go. I got you. I'm gonna set you up with some good this, good that production. Hey, I'm gonna have my other producer partner come through. We got you. Fabio, I got you.
I want to hear like Kanye West. Like, am I wrong for listening to a Kanye West album expecting to hear
Sunday service should have done it.
This day and age, Kanye, you are hearing that day and age Kanye. He doesn't want to be the same old egotistical, the whole album is about me. He chose to do this to be like, yo, I'm gonna go straight into production. I'm gonna do my little imprint on it, and y'all really
that nigga had all them features simply because like he couldn't like fill out those songs for himself.
Hell, maybe he just wanted it to go like that,
He has those features because if this is gonna be the one dedicated to my mama, I'm going all out with this hoe.
If this your mama, why you want all them niggas on there? This your mama, not theirs.
They all respect
you.
Him.
They all honor his
Young Thug respects him.
Represent
Travis Scott respects
what his mom means.
Jay Electronica, come on, dog.
His mom stood for something, bro. So he's thinking about it. This is bigger than music.
Even the
I want this to culturally make an impact Wait a
shit
minute.
bigger than music. Do
Wait
something else
Even
other
the
than
chant.
music, nigga.
Even the chant was, it's like you said, heard throughout the whole album was telling you, dude, I am the reason behind Kanye, period. I am his mother. I am my child's mother. That's what he's trying to tell you. The whole repeats of Donda, everything you ever thought about with Kanye, Donda.
So
That's
you
the
heard,
purpose.
so you heard a message.
That's the purpose.
Dun,
Yes.
dun.
That's what he was trying.
Yes,
That's what he's
all
trying
of
to
these
get
songs
to
are
you.
compiled for if his mom was still alive and could listen to songs made for her. This what this album would be. It'll be. Hey, I got
It's a
the baby
mindset he's
to
trying
rap
to get you
about
into.
to rap about something for you. I got Lil Baby. I got Young Thug to rap on your album, Mom. I got.
And they all look
I got
up to
Jay-Z.
me.
I got Jay Electronica to all get on your album with my production, with my
Hey,
badass
Sedacious,
production.
if I were to go before my mama to tell her how much I love her, I would not bring you. I would not bring Darnell. I would not bring Isaac. I would not bring Christian with me to tell my
You
mother.
not a
or
rapper,
express
though.
that. All right,
You're not
bro.
a rapper. You don't make beats, bro.
Bro
One
got
last,
the answer, Sway.
one last thing I do want to say. Though I do not think I don't think the album as a whole, I believe was bad, but I am not saying there were not songs on there worth going back listening to and putting on repeat. And really, Lauryn Hill really also like carried him too with her samples.
Lauryn Hill, bro.
Oh my God. All right.
These are inspirations.
Lauryn Hill
like,
cleared the sample for
stop it,
Donda.
dog.
Well, that wraps
These
it
are
up on this episode, folks. Will we ever agree on Donda? Will Bishop Sycamore ever become a school? Will our projections for the NFL ever pan out? You're going to find out on the next few fucking episodes of Respect the Game podcast.
Bro,
Yes,
who
sir,
else
yeah.
can get a Lauryn Hill clearance, brother?